So next up, tonight we have coming straight from Philly, we have Will Crabb. Let's have attention to Will.
Do you remember when you first learned the concept of time? Bedtime, dinner time, time for school. Like a rule is nothing more than a measuring tool. But I fear our concept of chronology is slightly askew. Philosophers say time is the transformation of the infinite to the possible. But our finite mind's grasping infinity seems improbable. And the future is unpredictable and random like a doodle, but even random's not totally random. Don't believe me? Give Benford's law a quick Google. So if it's possible to partially predict the unpredictable, if I mastered a clock, could I unwind the receptacle? I mean, if relatively speaking, my poetic skills were really sublime, could I speed or slow down a clock with my abilities to rhyme? I mean, I don't freestyle, I freeze time and connect with the ink. Earth's wide at millisecond, you blink. While you blinded, I take a minute to think and pen an entire verse in a moment you wink. I get so comfortable with the chronological, I start to think I can mold it. If space and time's a flat circle, well, here, watch me fold it. I mean, if time is just a construct, can it be deconstructed then? Could I edit the pages of history with the stroke of my pen? Imagination's a flux capacitor. The pages of my car come ride with me through history with these gigawatt bars. Speed off the atom and smack the fruit from his hand just in time. Tell him I get it, you're in love. And bruh, Eve is fine. But you the OG Barry Allen, you screwing up the timeline. Bounce off to watch Goliath hit but a pebble and take that fall. Or hit up a Nehemiah rally chanting, build that wall. I'm dragging David off the roof before that entanglement with Bathsheba. Or swag surf across the waves of Jesus side by side with Peter. Speaking of which, zoom to Gethsemane, I'm ducked down in the dark mist. Hop up out the shadows, cock back my fist and steal on Judas like, aha, for that jaded kiss. Wait, what am I saying? Job, please forgive me. I overclocked, no, overstepped and went too far. So let me retract and double back with my next few bars. I'd wake up, sleep, and beauty Sandra Bland before that cop no knock. I'm sorry, Breonna Taylor before that cop no knock. Or tell Sandra Bland to lead a whip and kick it at the bus stop. Giving a Bible teach book to Chadwick will be my next endeavor, showing what kind of life to lead to truly live forever. The line between space and time is tearing at the seams, and the middle movement of my pen got me rocking in between. I'm thumb wrestling the second hand, slap boxing the imminent, at a war with stars and battling the infinite. Vader like Force or snap like Thanos, rewind the clock. Clock the rewind, Thanos like snap or Force like Vader. Then snap back to reality. Why do I have so much time on my hands? That's right, this COVID. These pandemic days drag on like dog years, and you never know when the next minute might be your last, so I can't be wasting mine obsessing over the past. How dare I presume I could write our way out the tomb when I'm dust, and plans never pan out when time holds the broom. It's potentiality versus eventuality, but the concept of time itself is an artistic irony. You see, the clock is a poet, the ticks and tocks are the rhymes, but this hearse is in the verse. The curse is sin makes existing a crime. So it's synchronized, we living and dying at the same time. Slowly disassembled with every exhaled breath, and the pendulum starts to resembling the sickle of death. So right about now, I should write about now, where can cause an anxiety attack. And Satan's goons loom like a nation of millions to hold us back. It said the meek shall inherit, but I fear this planet only rewards ambition. So it's easy to say you are a witness, but it's much harder to live. Surrounded by injustice, violence, and general disorder, fake friends, fake news, and MAGA hat supporters, they can make the TikToks of the stopwatch feel like drip drops of water torture. And it's prophesied to only get worse, so imagine pressing fast forward. COVID mutates, and the third wave makes it spread worse. Garbage men yelling, bring out your dead. The garbage truck is now a hearse. Bread lines for blocks while worthless money lays on the ground. President tweeting peace and security, whoa, start the countdown. We switched up our message, now they running us out of town. Instead of paradise, we talking about judgment, the fulfillment of the covenant. So the government split the switch, shut all our Zooms down. They season all our buildings, halls permanently closed down. Tubman flow, secret knocks and basement spots, we underground. But now they're kicking in our doors, and their final solution is rounding us up for prison, torture, even execution. Persecution intensified, all religious freedoms denied, fleeing from army men, we run into the woods to hide. And though our faith is galvanized, our position's been compromised. We find ourselves cornered, outnumbered, and outsized. The cavalry of God's enemies surround us on all sides with guns pointed at all four corners like GoldenEye. But Jah's word is his bond, so we don't even have to respond. We close ranks, say a prayer, and face the onslaught with pride. And just before the stress of that moment can drive us from our minds, the clouds part as celestial horsemen flood across the sky, and we hear the baritone voice of our king say, "It's time." Thank you.
It's time.
Chaka, come over there and slap you. That was so good.
That, my brother.
We're going to service right now.
Very nice.
We're going to service right now.
Tension right there.
And we got Will dropping sacred secrets, taking us through time, predicting the future. Man, this man, what is it? You don't freestyle, you freeze time? Is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're doing now?